Hi, thank you for joining me today for the formula import tutorial for Genesis R&D Supplements. There are a couple things that we need to go over first. One of them is I recommend that you view the ingredient import tutorial first because it goes into a little bit greater detail, and because when you import a formula, any ingredient in the formula has to already be in the program. Now, I want to show you a couple things on your source document first. Like I said, these ingredients are already in the program, and this information for these ingredients, this data, the ingredient supplier, the ingredient amount, the ingredient unit, all have to match exactly what's in the program. Plus, anything at the formula level has to be duplicated exactly for each ingredient. So you will see that there are 2 rows for Ginseng Plus with the same information, because those are the different ingredients in Ginseng Plus. And then these are the 3 ingredients in our magnesium. So these rows all have to match as well. When you have that settled, close out of it and then go back to to the Genesis and click Database, Import Data, and select your formula. Now, the first thing the wizard is going to want to know is, are you importing an ingredient or a formula? Obviously, we just selected a formula. And this is our header row mapping screen. The wizard assumes the first row is going to be your header row. That's the row that contains the name of the data fields. So it will select that row for mapping. If that's not the case, you need to select the correct row before going on and click Next. At any time, if you need to return to a previous screen or cancel out, you can use those buttons as well. This is where you map the data rows to import. The wizard assumes again that anything under the header row is going to be imported. We'll import all rows under the header row. If that's not true, you need to select the correct rows and click Next. And this is where we start mapping the fields. This is the original field. These are the original fields. This is what's in your spreadsheet. And then these are the fields that have to be mapped to Genesis. And then this preview data shows you what is in this field in your spreadsheet. So in my formula name field, I have this sample ginseng and then the sample magnesium. You'll also notice these green checks here. That means that the field has already been mapped. Some of the fields have exactly matching names or have been mapped previously. In that case, the wizard knows and will automatically map them, but it's a good idea to double check anyway. Now you have to have the name, an ingredient identifier, and an ingredient amount mapped at minimum. We see that there's no ingredient identifier mapped. Let me go down here and see. You have ingredient name, or we have ingredient name in our spreadsheet. So I'm going to find the closest match here. Click Ignore. That opens up the field selection box. The wizard will suggest some things for you, and in this case, it correctly suggested item name. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and you will see that that's been mapped. And then this error message has gone away, and now I have to find the item amount. So that's here. Now, let me show you something here. There are 3 things to consider when mapping your item amount. We could map the item amount as is and then select a unit. Or, because we have an amount and a measure in 2 different fields, that's probably not our best option. It would work, but it's not a good idea in case these differ among the ingredients. So let's go back. And I'm going to select instead the item quantity, and then go down here and select the item unit. Okay, we've correctly selected those. The error messages are gone, and we can go through, map the remaining fields in the same way. This one we have a formula user code, select user code, create date. There's creation, it matches creation date, number of containers, organic target percentage, and so forth. We went over this in the ingredient tutorial, but I'm just going to go quickly show you here. If you didn't find what you were looking for in the formula attributes, it may be in the user added field, or you can add your own field by clicking user added field. It would automatically add it and populate the user added section in the Genesis program. When you finish mapping all your fields, then click next. And this is the validation screen. Everything is valid here as indicated by the green check marks. Were there to be any errors, they would appear here, and then you would have options for fixing the errors. Once everything is fixed, click next to begin the import. The import is complete. Exit at this point will take you to the database screen. New import will take you to a new import, and then search will take you to the open screen. So you can see under formulas these sample formulas that we just imported. I'm going to open up ginseng for you, just so you can see. We've got our ingredients here that were mapped. We have the serving size, servings per container, the target organic percentage that we mapped, and there are a couple things that we didn't map, so those aren't going to show up. But that is how easy it is to get your formula data into Genesis. Thank you.